Headaches, migraines, done chiropractic adjustments, thinking about taking Botox or just taking some really nasty migraine medication and really not getting relief, this video is for you. What's up, everybody? I'm Dr. Maggio, creator of the Peak Method and founder of the Soft Tissue Revolution, where we're on a mission to make chronic injuries obsolete by helping people that are injured and in pain get properly educated and informed on their injuries and access to quality hands-on soft tissue treatment so they can avoid bigger problems down the road like pain pills, injections, and surgeries, which only make things worse and ruin people's lives. So we're back at it for Ask the Doc, and I'm gonna have to borrow my intern's phone again because I forgot mine. And his phone's ringing as we're doing it. He's laughing. All right, once again, he's got this weird Joe Rogan thing on here, but he's a youngster. All right, we got Renee, 37, from Facebook. I've been having headaches now for the last 5 years. About 4 times a month, they become a full-blown migraine that knocks me down for at least a day. I've been on medication for them, and it really doesn't seem to do much for me. I go to the chiropractor every 2 weeks, and it seems to help for a day or two, but nothing lasting. Now my primary doctor wants me to do Botox injections. Isn't that stuff poisonous? Yes, it is. I definitely don't want to go down that route. Any ideas of what else I could do or what is causing all these headaches? Thanks for all you do. Thanks for giving me a little kudos there at the end. I appreciate that. But let's go over to the whiteboard and talk a little bit more about this, because headaches and migraines are vastly just misunderstood in the medical model, and trying to figure out if like conservative care like chiropractic, physical therapy is going to help it will really help give you some insights. So headaches just flat out suck. You know, it's even worse when you get a full-blown migraine. You know, it like comes out of nowhere. You feel like your head's going to explode and you can't really do anything. So headaches are really difficult to figure out what's going on. So I always have a flow of where I go, especially trying to decide if conservative musculoskeletal care, so you know, like a massage, an adjustment, or physical therapy is actually going to be able to help your headaches. And this really makes it basic and simple. So when you get a headache, I always say, did you have neck pain before that headache started, or do you have no neck pain? So let's go through the first one, when you get neck pain. So a lot of times when people have tension headaches, dysfunction in their neck and through their shoulder, it'll start with that neck or shoulder pain, and then eventually they'll get that headache. These people are really good candidates for conservative musculoskeletal care, specifically like soft tissue treatment, where they can go in and break down some of that bad tissue. A lot of times the nerves get stuck, causes a lot of issues in there. It might help with some stretching. It might help with some traditional massage. Chiropractic might help you feel just a little bit better. But that's a big question that you always want to ask yourself, is like, when I get that headache, did I have neck pain first? And if you did, yes, those conservative care models will help you a lot to getting better. Now, a lot of people, though, they say, hey, I get a headache, but it doesn't start with neck pain. So this is when I kind of dive in a little bit more. So I say for women, like, do you get that headache, you know, at a certain time of the month, maybe when your menstrual cycle's happening? Or does it happen every day at the same time? Like, say it's when your kids come home or you're stressed at work. Is there like a pattern or a rhyme or reason to that? Like, do you get stressed first and then you get that headache? Because a lot of times that's coming from more of a chemical problem, or maybe just, you know, some psychosocial issues where there's a lot going on in your body triggers that headache. So really being able to dive in with yourself and understand, like, am I getting this with neck pain or without neck pain? That's that filter of really being able to decide what you want. Now, here's a big thing. A lot of times you can fix these headaches on your own. And I'm going to share with you a really awesome, free, revolutionary, just amazing way to potentially fix your headaches. Ready for this? There's this abundant resource called water, and you just need to drink a shit ton of it. This one's like a liter. I drink like 10 of these a day. And they can really help you. Like, oh my gosh, you drink a lot of water. Do you pee all the time? Not really, because I'm not dehydrated. Now, a lot of times, that's what's happening for people. They're just dehydrated. You know, we drink too much coffee, we drink too much bullshit, and we don't drink enough water. So start with that and find yourself, if you're having trouble, get really hydrated and see how you feel. And if that doesn't fix your headaches, then you can go down this road a little bit more and start to ask those questions. But you'll feel a hell of a lot better if you just drink some water. And like I said, it's free. That's why people don't talk about it. It's why pharmaceutical companies and other doctors don't tell you to drink more water, because it's free and they can't make any money off you. Gotta be just honest about what's going on there. But a lot of times, like I said, these headaches can have different triggers in there. If you're having those triggers, that might just be where you might need to just have more calm time with yourself, maybe some meditation. I do meditation. I don't look like a hippie guru type of guy, but I do meditation and I feel a lot better too. So if you're going down that route and they're, pumping you full of medications that make you feel like shit, you're thinking about Botox, you're going to the chiropractor every week, ask yourself these questions and then decide from there, and you'll get a better idea, because so much money is spent on headache treatments and remedies that don't even work. And a lot of times there's a lot of free stuff that you can do. So thank you so much for that question. And sorry you're dealing with those headaches, but I think these changes will make a big difference. So that's all we got in the video for this week. I appreciate everyone that's sending in questions for us to cover, getting just good responses from everything else. If you have a question you want to cover, send it in and our intern will take a look at it and see if we can help. If this helped you, or if someone else can help, give it a comment, a like, or a share. Appreciate you guys watching. We'll see you on the next one. Bye.